They are hot on the trail of some of the sickest criminals in America.
We're going to serve a search warrant.
When you do a raid like this, what's the basic game plan?
The basic game plan is to find the evidence, locate the suspect, and put someone in jail.
People who could be your neighbors. And when this crew comes pounding at the door, anything can happen.
We've had people pull AK-47s on us. We've had other people throw knives at us.
Is this a military grade helmet?
It's not bulletproof at all.
I am in Los Angeles riding shotgun with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, a team of officers and federal agents, as they go on the hunt for online child predators. People who, in the privacy of their own homes, download or distribute images and videos of children being sexually abused, some of them as young as 3 years old.
Some people think when you talk about child pornography, if you're talking about 16 and 17-year-old girls in bikinis, that type of deal. But we deal with everything from infants that are being molested, videotaped, photographed, all the way up until 16 and 17-year-olds.
But a lot of work goes into tracking down these predators long before this team hits the streets.
Most internet service providers are required by federal law to report anything that is illegal, such as the child pornography.
And as often as possible, the team likes to get there early and get in quick, like this operation set for 6 a.m. on a weekday morning. The team suspects that someone inside has been downloading child porn. Everyone gets in position, and then the team hits like lightning.
Police department, search warrant, open the door!
And all the computers and storage devices are removed. Inside, a specially equipped mobile unit of officers search through the hardware for evidence.
So this is pretty much an RV that has been specifically built and outfitted to operate both as a forensic suite and an interview suite. This is where we're going to take the items that are removed from the house, whether it be a computer, a cell phone, a thumb drive, anything really capable of storing digital media, and we bring it back here, and this is where we look for the evidence of what we suspect is going to be on the phone.
Getting through passwords and encryption can be challenging, but if the evidence is there, the team usually finds a way to get at it. Are you always trying to stay ahead of the curve?
So if there's something that we come across that we haven't seen before or we don't know how to get through, we have a whole network of forensic investigators across the country that we'll reach out to and say, hey, who's seen this before? Who's gotten through it? What methods did you use? What can we do?
At the same time that is happening, the computer owner is interviewed on the other side of the door. What's taking place right now inside the mobile unit?
They will go through and speak to him, determine what, if anything, any involvement. He's given an opportunity to give an explanation and his side of the story.
It's a proven strategy. The suspect shortly confesses to downloading child porn and is placed under arrest.
It runs the gamut from individuals who are very thankful that they get caught because what they generally understand, they know what they're doing is wrong. Some are very remorseful, some are very scared.
But not every suspect is so easily brought down. And now they've got a major target on their radar, a suspect believed to be distributing thousands of photos and videos of young children being molested.
A lot of these guys will keep files and more files. They don't get rid of this stuff. Okay, it's treasure, it's almost like currency that they use and they keep in order to trade with others.
When we come here, most people are very angry with us. They've told us we've hit the wrong house, and they're very, very upset. By the time we're done, they're generally shaking our hands and thanking us for getting the perpetrator out of their house, because they don't want to live with someone that's molesting or hurting a child.
It's enough to make your blood boil. And they have other methods of persuasion if knocking on the door doesn't work. One of the most highly valued non-human members of the team. Low tech, but super effective. It's called a rip ramp, and the name fits.
This is meant for heavy secure doors, metal gates. So what we do is we punch a hole right above the lock. But once we punch a hole with the hammer, we place this inside on top of the hole, hook it into the frame of the actual door, pull this pin, slam this forward to gain leverage, and then slam it back, and it rips the door off completely.
Now, why is it important to get into the house as quickly as possible?
For the suspects not to destroy any evidence. As you know, it's one click away from wiping out their whole computer. So we basically want to get in there as quickly as we can.
And they could have either got a gun or they could have been destroying evidence in the background. It's happened to us in the past where they've taken a 20-pound weight to a computer. And they've also, other people have thrown them in the pools. We've had a lot of incidents where people like to destroy the evidence and they don't think we can get to it.
The team is ready to move in. There will be no hesitation to get the suspect and the evidence.
Now!
Sadly, there are young children living in the same house as the suspect, a sensitive issue that this team is well trained to handle.
I need to determine if they're safe in this home. So if there's a perpetrator who is dealing with child pornography, we need to make sure that that child is not at risk of being a victim of that or of seeing that. So sometimes that requires us to ask the perpetrator to make arrangements to be elsewhere or to ask the family to be protective of that child.
Then it's time to hit the mobile unit and crack open some hardware. Easier said than done in this case. The suspect has prepared well for this day.
Did he attempt to cover his tracks forensically?
Yes. He was using tools to wipe files from his computer, wipe internet history from his computer. So he's a very smart, savvy computer user. He's doing what he had to do to try to cover himself up.
At the same time, the suspect is interviewed in the forward part of the unit, seeming very confident that he will escape any consequences.
He did have excuses. You could tell he's been thinking about his answers.
How extensive was the distribution of child pornography?
It was pretty extensive. There are some files, children that are being molested of age groups between the ages of 5 and 10. These are files of small children, very young children that are being sexually molested.
The game is up as one more cyber pervert bites the dust. If convicted on the evidence, life from this point on will never be the same.
The good part about our job is when we get someone in jail, they are now a registered sex offender and they're not going to be around children, and hopefully they're not going to be able to hurt children.
These officers really do an amazing job. Sean, you've spent a lot of time in courtrooms. Can I ask you, anecdotally, are we seeing an increase, do you think, in the number of child pornography cases?
We are seeing a huge increase, and kudos to these cyber police officers who are going after real predators. But the flip side is I'm seeing a lot of young men, 18, 19-year-olds, who go on the internet, have a little bit of curiosity and make one wrong turn, and suddenly they're being arrested for looking at child pornography. And these kids are now looking at lifetime sex registration for simply making one wrong turn on the internet.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
For more on how you can protect your kids from becoming victims of sextortion, you can go to our website. That's crimewatchdaily.com.